this is what I want you to put in the beginning of the video. Actually, I'm doing a live show called Crowd Pleasers, and it's going to be a live blind dating show. It's going to be a live taping too. So there's going to be a bunch of cameras, and we're going to get people from the audience. Essentially, the audience is going to decide who gets eliminated each round. Wow. For the like Bachelor and Bachelorettes and the contestants.
Where is this?
It's in downtown Los Angeles, August 9th at the Regent, and we're going to get people from the audience to come blind date my influencer friends, and all my friends are going to be there. K and J are going to be there. Joe Vulpis, right, Joe? Did you get your fucking tickets?
Yes. I'm there.
You better be there.
Today, we have the late and great David Alvarez, stunning 1.27 million subscribers, 381 million total YouTube views, formerly of the Cam Boys.
No, I'm still in the Cam Boys. What the? Did they? Is this for the announcement? They're like, Joe, can you let David know we've kicked him out?
And he is officially no longer part of it. So, guys, welcome.
Oh, shit.
David.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. We've been trying to do this for at least 4 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier. You were wondering what happened to my partner.
Wait, is this the first non-Ilya podcast?
No. We've done a handful, and they've all been successes, which is great.
Yeah, suck it, dude.
Sorry, Il.
Yeah. I want to know how it happened, who broke up with who, how'd you take it? Yeah, like, give me spill the beans, bro. Give it all to me.
I've never talked about this before.
Really?
No.
Oh my God, it's like you're just giving me all the good stuff, dude.
You come here and I give you the exclusive.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I've asked him many of times. I'm like, do you want to just end it? Like, do you want to go?
Did you feel the vibe kind of coming? Like, this is coming to an end soon.
Yeah, you could definitely tell. He has two big passions in life: protein and pizza. And podcasting slowly fell into the third place, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
And I asked him many times. I'm like, I'm not gonna take it personally. If you need to leave, like, I totally get it.
How much time do you really have to like devote? Do you think he was devoting to like the podcast?
In the beginning, he was devoting a lot of time. Like, he hired male strippers once. They came into the house and danced on me. Wow. He got a Chuck E. Cheese costume.
He was really devoted. He got male strippers for me once.
Yeah, he really was passionate about it and like cared about me. And we used to rent boats together. We went on trips to Big Bear in a cabin.
Just to film a podcast?
Yeah, we recorded 3 there.
Wow.
So like when he's really in it, he wants to like give it his all. So I get it. And he broke up with me before we were gonna record the episode.
What?
So he came over like, hey man, I gotta talk to you. I'm like, what? We ending it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh wow.
Damn.
And then we talked.
It's just like that?
Yeah, but
I mean, I feel like Ilya would explain himself like, hey, blah blah.
He did. He did it in a very professional. Like he's not bitter or anything. Like, I get it. I'm not bitter. I hate him, but he did it in like a very professional way, and I get it. He has a lot on his plate.
Damn.
But now it's just us. Which is why
am I the new host, the co-host?
Yeah.
You're like, now it's just us, man. just me and you.
2 episodes a week. I need you here for 3 hours of prep.
You got to take off this S then. It's got to be lightweight.
I know, it's very upsetting.
Damn.
But you
guys started this together, right?
Yeah, 2.5 years ago. Shit. 150 episodes we did.
150?
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of big.
I know.
A huge breakup.
I know.
You weren't at all like obviously you're not like, because you guys are best friends, not like salty, but you're like, damn, like he did kind of just give up on this, even though we started this.
I was like that at first,
which is natural. I feel like anyone would feel that, which is like not a knock on Ilya. I feel like it's okay to have those feelings as long as you kind of get past them.
Right. I never got past them. So time. No, I'm kidding. Like 2 days later, I was like, it was time. Like, he gave 2.5 years, showed up every week. Like, that's a lot from somebody. Yeah. And in the beginning, I was the one that didn't want to do it anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
So he convinced you to do it?
He convinced me to do a podcast, and then he left. Oh. But I love him. I'm very proud of what he's doing.
He normally does that in most of his relationships, too. Like, he convinces the girl to fall in love with him, and then he leaves them.
Like, hard. Yeah. Because of pizza or protein.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about.
Yeah, he does.
Pizza and protein.
Gains.
We should get him over here and really have an intervention.
We should. We should sit him down.
Really
and
talk
just
to him.
Like, why is David here?
Yeah.
Barely hang out with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we filmed a YouTube video, dude.
Yeah. You, him, and Natalie, no?
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. You have a very wildly successful YouTube channel.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a Jubilee point 0.20,
which you credit in the description
all the time, baby. I from the beginning, when I first saw one of their videos, I was like, oh, I want to do one of these with my friends. I was kind of like, they're doing it with strangers. I want to do it with people that I know. So like, I remember I did like Do All YouTubers. I think I did like YouTubers decide who gets $1,000, and I was like, oh, let me get my friends, and they argue about it because I think they're funny. So that's gonna be like my pitch, more funny versus like a social experiment.
And for people who don't know what Jubilee is, you're basically in front of a big white psych wall, and you take 6 people, for example.
Yeah.
And there's a topic at hand, and everyone has to decide together on the outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll throw out questions like, who's the hottest? Rank yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people have to communicate. It's a really cool social experiment.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot. It's most of the time I tell everyone like, hey, we're here, like, don't try to take it too seriously, but kind of take it seriously, like fuck around, have fun. Can I cuss on this?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Sweet. Just be yourself, and if you're shy, be that, because that's why I casted you. I try to get like someone who's over the top and someone who's shy, and then crazy. Like, I think most of the time it's just really funny banter back and forth and stuff like that.
Before we go into it more, I saw one video on your channel. All of them have millions of views.
Most of them, yeah.
But then the one like 3 videos ago was about only YouTubers.
Oh, only YouTubers? Yeah.
And it got blocked, right?
It did. Immediately got restricted. Ads were like limited almost immediately, and I was like, oh, I knew it was gonna happen. But I was still hoping that like it wasn't,
because it ended up with what, 200,000 views as opposed to 3 million like every other one was getting.
It like, I think around like 15,000 views, like, and then I'll get the 15,000 views within like an hour or something, and it just immediately got, and I think it's because of the title, like they just knew.
So as a creator with that, how much does that hurt you financially on making that video?
It's a lot. Like, I mean, like, it takes me like maybe close to 10K to produce 3 videos. So I'll make my money back after 1 video, kind of, for the most part. For sure 2. But if one of them does like that one, I probably made like $500 or something. I don't know. I have to check.
Have you ever had to take a video down?
No.
No?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's weird. My source says that you did have to once.
Maybe like an old video, but like the new era.
Yeah. Have you ever deleted a video? If so, why?
Well, no, I had to. There was this. I did a Tinder takeover once, and the girl wanted to. Is this the one he's telling you about?
I don't know. They didn't say. I don't. Maybe I didn't even talk to anybody. Maybe I don't have a source.
You have a source. We just talked about this. You asked my brother and my roommate questions.
I have to get some tea.
Yeah.
I have some good. They said some good stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I assume you're gonna be like, "What the fuck did you guys do?"
Is it true you're racist? And I'm like, "What? They said that?"
No.
Yeah. So there was this girl who wanted. I did a Tinder takeover for, and it was like one of my first videos that ever hit like 1 million. Ever.
What's that feeling like?
Well, I've been like for so long, like just hoping to get like. Just to feel proud of for myself.
You've been grinding on YouTube for a while.
It was in like 2012, bro.
2012.
A long time. And I remember so it was like, I think if not the second video to hit 1 million, but she like found God and was like, was going to be a teacher like for like this Christian school. And she was like, hey, I don't want to be on YouTube. And I was like, oh man, like this looks really good for my career. Like I'm getting some brand deals right now. Like, can you give me like 6 months? And she was like, but you have to take it down. And I was like, damn. And so, yeah, it kind of sucked.
You said you were helping other people's channels as well?
Yeah, so I was going to school to be a doctor.
No, you weren't.
I swear. I love kids, so I wanted to be a pediatrician.
How deep in were you?
I did 3.5 years.
Shut the fuck.
Yeah, at Cal State Long Beach. And I was like a solid B student, dude.
That's impressive.
And then I looked at George one day and I was like, hey, let me write you some stuff. And I wrote him one sketch and we filmed it. And then he was like, dude, I'll help you. You should just become a YouTuber. So I wasted all my FASFA money. Like I had notebooks that semester. I had to like borrow everyone else's. I didn't have gas money. And I bought a camera, some lights, a laptop, I think. And I just got to it. But then I went from like a B to like every semester started getting low until like I got my first D. And then I was like, I gotta choose. And then at that point, I think I was making like maybe like $1,800 a month or something
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck yeah, I think I can do this. And then I moved out, which was dumb.
Did it go from 0 to 1,800? Because I always find that so fascinating. I think mine went from like 0 to like $11, and then I remember when I got like $306. That was a big moment. I'm like, if I do 4 times more videos, I can get $1,200, and then I almost pay my rent.
Yeah. No, it went up slowly for sure, 100%. Like I remember, it was super low. Like it couldn't hit the $100 threshold. But I remember mine was 111 when I finally was like, yes. Because YouTube won't give you the money unless you hit over $100. Like back then it was.
It doesn't feel real when it comes to.
Yeah, and then I was like, 111, yes, I'm going to get this check. Because they'll hold the money if you don't make 100.
Yeah.
They just keep it.
I got my tax return, and that was the one that I brought into the DMV for my second form of ID. And the lady's like, you work for Google. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it says Google. I'd be like, yeah, I work for Google. No big deal.
Not a big deal. It's like, whatever. Like, it's just like food videos. I don't know.
Yeah. So you've always been like food?
Started out doing comedy sketches in like 2006. And
oh, shit, damn.
Like right when the platform came out and I was watching Smosh and everything.
Yeah.
And so like all those sketches that I would do with Todd, which is how we met through Todd Smith. I was doing those comedy sketches with my friends in New Jersey. And then I started doing like animal videos because my friend had a bunch of snakes in his room. He had like 100 snakes and
100 snakes in one room?
In his bedroom too.
Whoa.
And we made animal videos together. And it was kind of just anyone in my circle that I found interesting that would be good on the internet.
Yeah.
I had one really jacked friend, and we did like ab exercises because we were inspired by Dom Mazzetti.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
We were inspired by Dom Mazzetti.
That's crazy.
And now
you were just all over the place, bro. You did not have a niche. You were just like, I'm doing it all.
And nothing stuck forever. I did the comedy sketches with inspired by Smosh, the fitness stuff inspired by Dom Mazzetti.
Yeah.
The animal stuff inspired by Brian Barzik. Do you know him?
Brian, now maybe show me a photo.
He's like a big reptile guy on YouTube. And it was just, I did like.
You did it all.
And I was just trying to like do
it. At one point, I did makeup tutorials. Nothing was working.
I did do makeup tutorials.
You're lying.
I swear to God, I went to IMATS in New York.
What?
I was trying to do anything on YouTube. And then finally, once I moved out here, freaking vlogs.
Yeah.
That's where I started doing comedy sketches with Brandon Rogers and David. And then it started finally working.
Nice.
But it took 10 years of fails.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what YouTube is. Like, I feel like when people tell me now, like, what does it take? And I'm like, dude, you just have to fail.
Yes.
So much. Like, just keep putting out stuff and obviously do your homework and, like, self-evaluate and, like, give yourself notes and ask people what they didn't like. But
when you figured out the format for the white wall,
the
psych wall, were you stoked that you had something that you could easily replicate?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was in the red for, like, such a long time because, like, I had a...
What does that mean?
Just, like... financially, like in the sense where like I was putting up so much money up front for the videos. Like I'm a big component because like I used to work behind the camera a lot. Like I was a writer, director, producer, and like cameraman too. I was kind of like doing everything for a bunch of other people.
I love shooting with you, by the way.
Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
shooting with you too, man. It was a good time, dude.
Yeah,
we gotta bring those back.
I would love that.
I watch them every now and then. I'm like, damn, this shit was good.
It looked really good.
Yeah. But I was like, I've always been a big component of like pay people what they're worth, you know? So, because a lot of people didn't pay me not to say like that I was worth anything, but a lot of people, I feel like that I would work with something and be like, oh, here's $20 for the day. And I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so new to this. I can't and you're also my friend. And, I just felt like, damn, I don't want to ever make anyone feel like that. So at least for me, I would always, the second I started doing those videos, like I asked my friends that were like cameramen, these sound guys, and I was like, my brother too, he helped a lot, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna pay you like a day rate, which is like, like X amount of money, which is like super standard. Everyone was super happy about it because a lot of our friends do kind of do homie discounts and stuff like that. So I was pretty much like in the red and like in the negative a lot, but I liked the videos, and it was so different from what like all my friends were doing. I was like super inspired by K&J. Keenan and JC's, because they were doing like the reality house, and it was such a big project. You know, all of our friends were like doing challenges at home, and like
I remember at one point you said you wanted to do your own reality house type of thing. No,
I still do.
Oh, you still do?
Yeah, I'm still always pitching ideas to JC. I'd be like, bro, we can do this, or like K&J, let's do this.
Didn't you shoot the reality house as well?
Yeah, I've shot. Yeah, for like the first two, I was like the camera guy / interview guy, like producer, and then for the third one, I was like the assistant director. Yeah.
What kind of tea you got on that? What can you spill? Secrets, the
Secrets
drama, the
on
fights,
K&J,
anything that people don't know about. No, not on K&J, on the reality house.
on the reality house.
It's where there are people fighting behind the scenes, things that didn't make it into the final cut.
And that was pretty standard. I mean,
Because I remember when that series dropped, like that was when the YouTube communities were like all watching each other, and like the makeup people will watch, like the vloggers, like everyone like had their niche, but they all came together.
Yeah.
And like
I think,
that was sick.
yeah, I loved it. It wasn't as crazy. Like anything that was good, we left it up because it was so like, you know, we were filming every day like 16 hours. Obviously, like we were producing some stuff in the sense where like, you know, one contestant would come up to me and like, she'd be like, "Oh my God, you guys invited blah blah blah," and I've hooked up with him, and we'd be like, "What?" And then I'd be like, I'm like, "Hey, let's do an interview." And then yeah, and then I'd be like, "Hey, so you guys fucked? Let's talk about that." And they'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "Come on." Obviously, I'd get permission and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Let's talk about it," and stuff like that. But like other than that, I mean, I think the only thing that was crazy was like the Fuzi Tube and Bryce Hall fight.
They got physical. Didn't Fuzi get kicked out?
They both got kicked out. Oh, wow. Because it was like, you know, we're trying to be professional here, so like you can't have violence. So we had to kick them out both, which sucked because like, you know, like Fuzi just came in and was like a fucking a nightmare, like in the sense of like it was just like he just was got a little too drunk, and then like we had to kick him out that same night, and Bryce kind of like knocked him out essentially. So we didn't want Bryce to leave because he's like, he brings, honestly, like it's like, one, he's such a good character on TV. Like he's himself. He was funny. He was like wild. He was doing all these challenges. He was really putting his heart and soul into like the show, which was like awesome because we're at like K&J pretty much asking, "Hey, can you come film this thing?" And there's challenges, like it was so hot, dude. It was like 110 degrees. So like people were out there, and like Bryce was like giving it his all. So it sucked that like, damn, you know, we had to send him home too.
And they gave away $100,000 or 50?
50 or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, some pretty big. Yeah. Wow. They didn't pay me anywhere near that.
Why not?
Nothing.
That was messed up.
So messed up, dude.
You deserve. I'm paying you for this.
Really?
Yeah, 50 buckaroonies.
50 buckaroonies. You do watch this shit.
Yeah,
in the
of
videos.
course. Of course. Do you have, what other shoots have you done that you think are really cool just to have attached to your name?
Attached to my name.
Yeah, because the reality house was such a big moment.
I was like super proud of just being their friend. Like I was like, whoa, this is so big, and like you guys, a lot of YouTubers. So it was like super inspiring for K&J. The Clouder Banks and the Quarantine Diaries that I did with like Todd.
That was fucking epic.
I like respect like you guys a lot, like the Vlog Squad and your guys' group of friends, because obviously like we know LA, bro. Like I've been in the LA scene for so long, and people that are big sometimes just end up sucking. I feel like you guys were always like kind of pretty sincere and like honest and inviting, at least to me and like my group of friends.
What'd you think of me at first? Were you excited?
I loved your name.
Joe Vulpis.
I say it all the time. Joe Vulpis.
That girl upstairs is changing her last name.
To Vulpis?
Yeah, she loves my name so much.
Dude, that's awesome.
Insane. If you want to do it.
I feel like I can't even just call you Joe. It's like Joe Vulpis.
Yeah, Joe Vulpis.
Joe Vulpis. JV. Yeah, you guys were, so when like I kind of, it was like the quarantine started happening, and like I was pitching Todd, like, let me write for you. He wanted to be a director, and I was like, we can do something awesome. And yeah, we did that, and I think that stuff is great. I think I look back on it and I'm like, hey, this stuff is pretty good, because when you're making stuff, like perspective is everything, you know? So when you're sometimes making it, you're like too close, and we made that shit fast. Quarantine Diaries and the Clouder Banks, it was like 7 days and we made the whole series or something.
Yeah.
and it was, you know, we just did it like guerrilla style. It was just me and my brother and like Todd. So looking back on it, you're like, when you're filming, you're like, is this funny? Is this good? And then you look back on it and you're like, yeah, that was pretty good.
You were saying your brother helped out a lot.
Yeah.
You started out filming with your brothers. Do you think you'd be where you're at now if you kept filming with them?
No, dude. If I had to keep filming with him, I think we would hate each other.
Why?
I don't know. It's
how many brothers do you have? Isn't there like 5 of you?
4.
4.
There's 5 of us total.
Including
you.
you.
So yeah. So 5 of us total, but I have 4 brothers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were, our name was Alpha Monkeys DMC.
Yeah, what does that mean? Just your initials?
We're like, I forget what channel I was trying to replicate. It was like something like blah, 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 and they had an animal, and I was like, we should do something. And I was like, what about Alpha? Because we're like alphas, right, guys?
Scotty Sire was Vanilla Ding Dong. Brandon Rogers was Hot Banana Stud Muffin.
Yeah, and we're like, dude, we're like alpha, and then like we're fucking like little monkeys. Like my parents would call us like chunguitos, like I don't know, like something like that. We're like alpha monkeys, and then DMC was like David, Max, and Carlos.
Oh yeah.
So we're like, let's do that, dude.
And you have a half brother named Alan?
Yep, full gay half brother.
Is it true you tried to sleep with his biological sister?
I did. Where are you getting these questions from? I did. So when my brother showed me his sister, I was like, dude, how cool would it be if I fucked your sister?
Your half brother showed you.
My half brother.
When did you meet him?
I've known my half brother my whole life.
But you said when you first found out that he had a sister.
Growing up,
were you
I
like
didn't
5?
know. No, growing up, I didn't know he was my half brother.
What do you mean?
I just thought he was my full brother.
Oh, okay.
Because my parents met each other when they had a kid already.
So at that time, then you thought she was your full sister?
No. So my parents met each other when they both had a kid, right?
Yeah.
So then they got together, and even my brother Alan like thought my dad was his dad growing up. So they kind of like, he didn't know he had a different dad with like a different family. So then I think like at 18, he's 30, I don't know, 5 or something. He met his biological dad and then his other, half brothers. So like later on, he showed me a photo of his sister, and I was like, oh, she's kind of pretty. And I was like, dude, I should have sex with your sister. And then I could look at my own brother and be like, I fucked your sister, man. And she was like, no. And I was like, please let us meet. Like, I'll fall in love with her. How cool would it be if I married my brother's sister? And then he was like, he just always kept us away.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Yeah.
I hope she's watching this right now.
Just give me a chance.
Yeah, her or Daisy. Is it true that Alan used to have a girlfriend named Daisy?
He did, yeah.
Is it true you tried to sleep with her as well?
I did not try to sleep with Daisy. She tried to sleep with me.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm just kidding. No, but she was really hot. Like, my brother, like, he pulled when he was straight, bro. He was, like, she was, like, the hot girl from a different school. Like,
Did they hook up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had a lot of sex.
Really?
Straight sex, too. Yeah.
As kids, would you ever misbehave?
Yeah. I don't think I was the worst one out of my brothers.
No.
I think that's why my parents love me. I can honestly say I'm like my parents' favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna play a game, and it's called keywords.
Okay.
And then you just have to try and put them together. Butter, sugar on your shoulder. Was licking it necessary?
Yeah, I was like, I think that story revolves around like, when my parents would get really mad or something, like we would like fuck around. I don't know. I think that one, I have a really bad memory. Something happened. I have a traumatic fucking childhood. Something happened. I don't know.
Okay, because there was butter on your shoulder.
Yeah, and I think our dad or someone was like, that's your brother. You gotta, is it like you have to lick it off your shoulder or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a weird thing. They were like, my dad, something happened where like we were punching each other. We got into this big argument. I hate you. And then it was brother. And my dad was like, you guys are brothers. And I think he said it as a joke. You better lick that off. And we're like, and my dad's like, what are you doing? Come on. I forgot what we were doing, but we were throwing butter or something. I don't know what it was. I forget.
Did that lead to the mouth infection at Jurassic Park?
No, the water at Jurassic. Oh my God, you have so many stories. No, I went to Jurassic Park on a school trip.
Were you drinking it? It's
no,
prehistoric.
I wasn't. I didn't drink the water. You know the
drop.
Yeah, the drop.
Okay.
I was like, woo! And then the water went in my mouth, and then like an hour later, my gums were just like super, super red, and I couldn't drink anything.
What makes you think it was from that? Because Jurassic Park's my favorite movie, so I really doubt that Jurassic Park.
The movie has nothing to do with the park,
but it's the same trademark, and I really doubt that Steven would have done that to you.
It wasn't Steven. It was the other guy.
I think there's something else going on.
What do you think it was?
I think you were at the Simpsons ride, and I think the Mister.
It could have been anything.
While you were waiting in line.
I'm pretty sure it was the other one though.
Did you ever hydroplane on the freeway?
I did in Canada with my ex, and I was so scared. I was driving so fucking slow too, dude. I don't know what the hell happened.
It was raining?
No, it was snowing.
Oh.
It was like hydroplane, like ice, whatever. And I did a 360, and I was going so slow. I was like, oh, and we did a full 360, and like, dude, we were going so slow. I want to say we were going like 15 miles an hour, and I still somehow just decided to. And then we stopped the car. We're like, and there was like no cars around us. We're like, all right. And it sucks because I didn't get the snow tires.
Right.
Because when we were at the airport, I forgot what airport we flew into. There was no snow outside. And they're like, do you want to get the snow tires? And I looked at my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, that's how they get you. Because I looked outside, there was no snow. No snow, dude. And I was like, that's how they get you. And I was like, and I was so poor back then. And I was just like, no. And then we started driving. I was like, look, there's no fucking snow. It's so hot out. And then the more we started driving, it's like, shh, look, more and more snow. And I was like, oh. It was pretty bad.
Who has the biggest penis between you, Max, and Carlos?
So it's crazy enough. And I've said this before. Our dicks look exactly alike.
No way.
Exactly alike.
So if we did one of your videos.
But Carlos's is a little thicker.
He was hoping you'd shout him out.
Carlos is a little thicker dick. But he doesn't know how to use it, bro. But just imagine this is our penis, right?
They're identical?
Same size, but this one's just a little thicker. Like, you could probably...
If we put them in a lineup, I wouldn't be able to tell whose is whose?
No.
No birthmarks?
No.
Scratches?
No.
None of them are bent a little to the right from using it too much?
I think all of ours are bent a little to the left.
Are you guys lefties?
I'm a righty. And I think it's... I was jerking off the other day, and I was kind of actually thinking about this. I was like, oh, I think I know why it's bent to the left. Because sometimes I'm holding my phone like this, and you kind of just put your phone down or something, but you kind of like hold it like this. You're not like this.
Yeah.
You kind of have to kind of jerk it this way.
How high are you going? Is it that long?
Well, no. When I want to measure it, I normally do this. It's 5 fists.
You're thriving on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're killing it behind the scenes.
Obviously.
And you're a really good host on the show. It's really incredible.
Well, thank you, man.
So what do you want to do with all of this?
I honestly want to keep creating. I'm building more and more original shows right now. Like, I want to step away from like doing the classic. I want to do like my own. Obviously, the White Sox stuff really does really well, and I enjoy doing those videos. Seeing people, give different opinions on different stuff. So I want to do just my original shows, keep building it, and then create series that people are gonna love, and then just get behind the camera more. I want to like run it to the point where like I create these super interesting videos with my friends and people, that I find interesting, and like the crowd wants. Blah blah blah. Bring this guy back. Bring this guy. So we'll add it back in, and then I just want to like pump out 2 videos a week to the point where I just go film like twice a month, come home, find an editor, because I'm editing pretty much all my videos.
I was gonna ask that. You edit all of those White Cycle ones?
Yeah, essentially.
There's so many sound effects and cuts and like.
Dude, there's like 18 audios.
You do it all yourself?
Yeah, it's tough. I have like my friend Mondo kind of do the string out, or George a little bit,
but
they just kind of cut out the dead space, and then I pretty much do the rest of it. Yeah.
How much footage do you normally have?
I don't know, like an hour 45, and I bring it down to like 30 minutes.
How many angles?
5. And then, dude.
And how many audio tracks? Do you mic every single person?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, so there's probably like.
Shut up.
Yeah. Mic every single person. What the fuck? It's hard, bro. It's a lot.
I'm stressing out just having me and you mic'd.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. And then And then from the actual like an hour 45, when you take out like all the dead space and just like, hey, let's reset, let's do whatever, it's still like an hour and 30. And that stuff is like good. And I'm like, fuck, how do I make this into 30 minutes? So I have to take out a bunch of bits that people like put in, and it's tough.
And is that what you put on your Patreon?
Yeah, so yeah, for the most part. So check out the Patreon.
And do you enjoy posting on there?
I do. I wish I had more time to do it, because I feel like I'm like letting down my patrons. But it's just, I got, honestly, to be honest, like I got kind of like a little sad for like the last 3 months. I just like in a weird funk. I couldn't get out of it. I was moving. I was tired all the time. I just honestly didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to hang out with like my girlfriend and like my family. So like working on my laptop made me even sadder. So I was like neglecting editing and really filming for a while.
Are you still lifting as much?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you still look it.
I literally don't work out at all.
No, shut up.
Seriously. Like
How?
I haven't, like, the last time I worked out was maybe 2.5 weeks ago, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get back into it. And then I'll go for like a day or two, and then I just won't go again for like another 3 weeks.
Aren't you really buff though?
No, I'm not. I'm fucking small right now. I'm super small.
But you were.
I wasn't buff. I was just like, I could take a shirtless photo in the perfect lighting and look super buff.
Okay, so it's your perfect lighting. Because I
Yeah.
feel like I saw the photo of you like 3 weeks ago shirtless.
Yeah.
And it was very impressive.
Yeah, like I could still like in the right lighting, like my abs and my arms could still look pretty nice.
I love when dudes compliment each other's bodies because I think a compliment from a guy to another guy
way
about
better.
way better.
Way better, dude.
We know how hard it how hard it is.
Dude, when my girlfriend looks at me, she goes, "Oh my God, your body makes me wet," and I'm like, oh, "Thanks, I guess."
But then
and
Joe Vulpis over here comes over and compliments you.
I'm like, "Dude, now my dick's hard, man.
Yeah,
let's
baby.
go."
Cool, David. Thanks so much for being here. Where can everybody go check you out?
Dude, my YouTube channel or on this podcast right here,
Lightweight
podcast.
Go check it out.
No, my YouTube channel, my Patreon.
Guys, go check out David's channel. Go see him live.
August 9th at the Regent. Crowd pleasers. It's gonna be awesome. If you're a single girl and you wanna come, or a single guy and you wanna blind date famous people, or your friend is single and you wanna force him to go up there or her, this is the place to do it. Lightweights. Out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, thanks for having me, bro. That was fun.